Hello, Gemini. Welcome to 17. This is Gwendolyn. Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome. This video is going to be a monthly Teroscope for Gemini 14. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards here while I tell you about the new moon that just happened in your 12th house of dreams, Gemini. So that happened on 26th. And when you have a new moon, it's a good time to plant seeds, to begin something, to sow seeds that you want to nurture and watch develop over the next 6 months. So if there's something that you've been dreaming of for a long time, Gemini, now's a good time to begin practical, which is Taurus. That's where the new moon is in Taurus. Practical steps towards achieving that dream or stepping towards it, because when you have the moon's energies, I know it's kind of old school, but like even with the Farmer's Almanac, there were reasons that people had planted things during certain cycles of the moon. And when you have the waxing moon's energies towards something, it kind of gives you an extra boost or yields better results or whatever it is, however the stars work. New moon in Taurus is a good time for you to do anything that has to do with the 12th house. So dreams, mysticism, spirituality, connecting with the divine, feeling like all is one, and especially connected with dreams. So I'm going to encourage you to take practical steps towards something that maybe has been a dream that that weeds have grown around a little bit. You might see some nice results by the time we see the full moon in Taurus 6 months from now. So let's see what's coming up for Gemini. Central card is Ace of Wands in reverse. Shadow is 8 of Coins in reverse. Passing away, 10 of Coins in reverse. Approaching is Chariot. Highlight is Judgment. Week 1 is 4 of Cups in reverse. Week 2, Page of Pence in reverse or Page of Coins. Week 3 is Sun in reverse. And week 4 is 3 of Coins. So I'm seeing some work cards here. 3 of Coins and 8 of Coins generally have to do with work, with accomplishment, with grinding things out. Your central card, though, however, Gemini, is one of a new opportunity. New vitality, new energy that's available to you. An ace is always a new beginning, but the fact that it's in the reverse says there's some sort of doubt, fear, or resistance to this new beginning. You're either not seeing it or you're not taking advantage of it. Ace of Wands has the archetype of the person who's running the race out front. If you think about a parade, there's usually the first person in a parade is usually a baton twirler or some sort of person with a wand. So they're the first initiator of the action. They're the beginner of it. Or if you think about a race that's being run, the person who holds the baton is the active element. They're the one who the energy is with, the vitality, the actual action or motion, because wands represent fire, which represents action, passion, energy. That's what's causing this wand to bloom, this spring-like energy. So it's saying that you have a new beginning that's full of vitality, full of energy, full of fire, for lack of a better word. But with it being in reverse, you may not be ready for it, or there may be fear, doubt, or resisting or having resistance to going forward with this baton, to leading that parade, to going on, to initiating whatever action needs to be initiated, Gemini. So I'm going to encourage you to ask, what action do I need to take? Because that's to begin this thing anew, to begin this new chapter. What action do I need to take? Because that is what is being blocked or is in hesitancy, or there's some doubt, fear, resistance to initiating action. So I would encourage you to look into that. What action that will initiate something are you hesitant, fearful, doubtful, resistant to taking? Because that's going to turn things around for you. These 3 cards are in reverse. So They're energies that are available to you, but again, they're not coming to the surface because you may not be taking action on them. In shadow is Eight of Coins in reverse. This is saying, your work may not be as satisfying to you as it has been in the past, or you may not be getting as much work as you thought, or getting paid as much as you thought, or having as much productivity as you thought. Eight of Coins usually is someone who whistles while they work, and they're happily like grinding it out. They are an artisan. They show their wares up here on the wall, and they can sell them for profit. They're usually generating a lot of money, just putting their head to the grindstone and working, working, working. With it in the reverse position, and also in your shadow position as well, there's something about work that is either frustrating to you, or you're not getting. I'm just seeing that you're not getting the results that you want with work, or that it's just like it feels heavy, or it feels like an obligation rather than something that you enjoy, that you have enjoyed in the past. Something to do with work and money, and there's a secure home that you have maybe passing away. This is of coins, which is usually having to do with inheritance, with large sums of money, with rewards or payouts, money from unexpected places that kind of lands in your lap. It can also have to do with security of the home and the castle, and returns on investment. This is usually money that is received from good decisions that are made over time, and so it's accumulated. When the Ten of Coins is in reverse, it's saying that you may not have received the money that you expected to receive, or you may not, some of the security that you might have used to have had may be slipping away. For some of you, I'm kind of getting that this relates to your job. For some of you, it may relate to an inheritance that was tied up in court, or that you didn't get what you thought you were going to get, or somehow the security of that was blocked. But that's an issue that's going to be passing away. You actually have a lot of new energy here with this Ace of Wands, but you just have to initiate that new action. And that's actually going to take you forward. These two cards are very powerful. These are major arcana cards here. So Chariot means motion. So once you get over whatever it is that you need to look into in order to initiate action, Gemini, you're going to be in motion. And this is the card that's approaching. This is what is coming up for you. It's coming in the near future. And Chariot's great. Chariot has to do with success. It has to do with victory. It has to do with crossing that finish line, knowing which way to turn, like having an intuitive feel about which way you need to go, and therefore achieving victory and success, because you're able to make decisions on the fly. You're actually able to rely upon your intuitive mind as well as your conscious, analytic, rational mind, as well as your irrational mind. You're more creative. I sometimes call this left brain and right brain. But this is what's coming up for you. So you're going to be in motion soon, Gemini. You're going to be cruising towards your goal, and very likely that you'll accomplish it with Chariot showing up. It's a card of victory. What's highlighted is this is really interesting. This is a card of forgiveness, Gemini. Judgment has to do with letting the baggage of the past go. This is like a triumphant fire that burns everything, that burns up the stories of the past. It cleanses everything. It's a card of renewal. And you'll see that these people had been dead. This is like old stuff, old stories, old karma, old baggage. And it can often relate to the family, but it can relate to really anyone. And I often read this card as a card of forgiveness. So it's the new life that is available to us when we're able to forgive not only others, but ourselves as well. So really highlighted for you and me, Gemini. I'm going to say, in what way can you apply the transformative renewal and renewing and cleansing fire of forgiveness, both to yourself and others? That's really highlighted for you this month, Gemini. Let that stuff go. Let the old stories of the past go. There's new life here. For week 1, you've got 4 of Cups in reverse, which means that you may not be seeing what is trying to come towards you, or that the world is trying to offer you because you're too focused on what exists and what already is. In this card, it's a card of the world or the divine handing you a cup, which represents the heart. So it's something that's going to fill your heart. It's going to bring you joy. It's going to bring you passion. It's going to make your heart feel full and complete. But when you're just focusing upon these three cups before you, you don't even see this fourth cup that the universe is trying to hand to you. And in reverse, it's kind of like even being more checked out. This is like being bored, being aloof, being checked out, navel gazing. I call this card my Rip Van Winkle card because it's like he's asleep. So something in week one that wants to, rattle you and shake you up and wake you up to see that the universe has more love for you, has yet another cup to add to your collection. It's going to fill your heart. But you have to kind of shake these weeds off to see it. You have to look in a new direction, look up, and not just down on this is how it is, this is how it always has been, this is how it's always going to be. I mean, that's what those three cups are kind of about. Like, oh, here's the past, the present, and the future. It's all the same. Therefore, I'm bored. I check out. There's new stuff. There's more. So you have to shake yourself a little bit. Be open to that. Look somewhere that you haven't looked before. Do something that you haven't done before. That's what Four Cups usually says to me. Wake yourself up out of that Rip Van Winkle state if you are in one in any way, because the world has more to offer you. It's right there. You just don't see it. In week two, Page of Coins in reverse. So this card can sometimes be a younger person who is an earth sign, so Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. So week two, you have some difficulties with someone who's acting either young or who is young, who is an earth sign, or this can be like an intern. Sometimes I get that from a page, someone who's trying but is just inexperienced. They're usually hard workers. They usually are the kind of people who do all their homework. They get the job done, that kind of thing, but they just don't have a lot of experience. So they may be trying something and kind of messing it up. For some of you, this could be like an assistant or an apprentice who just doesn't have the chops yet, but they're trying hard. And Page of Coins means being open, being willing, especially as far as things go towards money. So it's interesting with both this in reverse and this in reverse, Gemini. I'm seeing a lack of being open. In this case, it's towards the heart. In this case, it's towards money. So I'm going to ask you, how can you embrace the Page of Coins energy? How can you be open towards money? How can you look at something that you're ready to receive? How can you be willing and open towards receiving this money and or this heart energy that the world is trying to offer you, but you may just not be seeing it? So I'm going to say for the first 2 weeks of me, try to be open to new experiences, new things coming in that haven't been part of your regular experience, because there may be heart energy and money or assets, possessions, tangible things that were not available to you before, but you have to be open to see it. If you're staying in reverse, they'll walk right by and you won't recognize it. You won't see the opportunity. And then you have something to do with this. For weeks 3 and 4, for week 3, you've got the Sun in reverse. So the Sun is just such a positive card that even in reverse, it's still a wonderful influence. This means being joyful, having vitality, shining forth like the sun, being radiant. You can see some of you just be involved in a relationship that the sun is shining on. Flowers are blooming around. May is a time for many of you, either Taurus or Virgos who have birthdays. So this could be a time for your birthday, Gemini. I'm just saying week 3 could be nice for you. There may be some way in which you feel like your sun is it's a little bit overcast or a little bit dampened, where you're like not yourself, if that makes any sense. Like sun is when you're just radiating. It's just like you're fully yourself. Because it's in reverse, there's a little bit of dampening to it. It's like sort of like an overcast day. But I still see week 3 as being a nice time for you. And then week 4, you're getting back to business. If you're having any struggles with work in general, Gemini, for me, week 4 is when work could really pick up, especially as it has to do with working with other people, collaborative projects, getting things done. 3 is the social number, and 3 is also creativity. So one of the main focuses of the 3 is that it's usually 3 people involved. The architect, the client, and then the worker who's actually doing the work. So collaborative projects, especially as they have to do with work or any creative endeavors, involving other people is going to be really beneficial towards the end of the month. So if some of you are seeing that work and money is kind of not happening at the beginning of May, towards the last week of, especially with group projects, working with others, you may see a nice pickup with that. So that's a reading for you, Gemini. Don't be afraid to initiate action. This is an ace, new beginning, new race to run, new parade to lead. Take that charge, challenge whatever fears, doubts, or resistance you have to initiating action. And then that puts you in motion where you're likely to have victory and cross that finish line. You'll know which way to go, and see if you can employ some forgiveness both to yourself and others. That's really going to help you this month. So that's a reading for you, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up or share it with another Gemini who you think might enjoy the reading. What else have I got to say? I've got these mats available on their website. I believe Gemini's is sort of like a bright orange color. You can check that out. I'll put a link up top for that. And if you'd like to check me out over on Instagram, I've been having some fun over there. And I think that's it for this month. Thank you so much for watching. As always, yours in the stars.